Hey folks, welcome back to My Kitten Reads. I'm Eleanor, and this is a January book haul, which is probably the first book haul I've done in a little while because I actually didn't buy much towards the end of last year. So let's see how we go. The first two things I have from January are graphic. I bought two comics. The first one is the single issue 4 of Shuri by Nadia Corafor with art by Leonardo Romero. So yeah, this is the one that I've got on my pull list. I'm really enjoying the series so far. It's the story of a Shuri in Marvel, Prince T'Challa's, or King T'Challa's sister, and her adventures by herself. And, you know, I haven't read it yet, but that's issue 4. And I also picked up volume 6 of Lumberjanes, Sink or Swim. So this is the next Lumberjanes one on my list. And it is written by Shannon Waters and Kat Lay, and the art is by Carrie Pitch. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to this, although I don't think Carrie Pitch's art is quite my type. I can't remember if he was the artist in the last, because they went through a period, I believe, where they changed artists and writers a little bit. But we'll see how I go. I do love the Lumberjanes. You know, it's a fun group of friends, some of them queer. You know, pretty much all identifying as ladies, pretty much. Yeah, so that is volume 6 of the Lumberjanes, Sink or Swim. So I did buy a whole bunch of Kerry Greenwood's Miss Fisher series. There was a whole bunch of audiobooks, which you'll remember from my my wrap up for January. So the first 4 or 5 books, I can't remember when I bought the 5th book. Anyway, first 4 or 5 books in the Miss Fisher series on audiobook. There was a bunch of ebooks as well, but I did actually buy 3 physical books, one of which I haven't read yet because I'm not up to it. But however, I bought Death Before Wicket, which I did read, so that was fun. I bought The Castlemaine Murders, which I did not read in January, but I have since read, so you'll hear more about that later. And the one that I have not yet read is Murder on a Midsummer Night. So these are all by Kerry Greenwood. They're all part of the Miss Fisher series. I think Death by Wicket I bought at Dimex, but I think the other two I got secondhand. So, but yeah, so increasing my number of Miss Fisher books. I am definitely, when I do pick up the physical books, and I would like to eventually get them all physically, even though I had to get some by ebook because I wanted to read them while I was on a binge. But it's this particular edition that I'm loving because I believe most of them were released with new covers, at least in ebook and audiobook form, from the TV series. I prefer these kind of Art Deco covers, so I'm hoping to end up collecting all of them one day, even if some of them are ebook right now. Another book that I picked up, which I had actually been keeping my eye out for, this is called Meet Me at the Intersection. It's edited by Rebecca Lim and Amberlynn Kwamallina. You've heard me say that name before. So this is a collection of short stories, poems, comics, memoirs, own voices from people who are First Nations, people of colour, queer, or living with a disability. So it's Australian YA. And yeah, I heard about this on another tube channel, and so I've been keeping an eye out for it, and I'm quite looking forward to it, particularly because I believe there is actually a work by Amberlynn, maybe, and there's definitely a work by her brother Ezekiel. So, and a whole bunch of other Australian authors that I just don't recognise, so that could be quite interesting. But yeah, so the idea of it is literature without diversity presents a false image of what it is to be human. We invite you into our world. Meet us at the intersection. So basically, it's a book of Australian YA fiction and poetry, etc., that is intersectional. So really looking forward to that. There was, of course, my January Owl Crate, which is The Gilded Wolves by Roshani Chokshi. I'm hoping I may actually pick this up soon. I'm not doing so good with my goal to read more of my subscription box books, so hopefully I'll pick this up soon. But yeah, so this is a YA fantasy involving Paris in, I believe I can't remember, early 20th century, and searching for an artifact and the shenanigans that go along with that. This pile may fall over. The next two books are books that I have already read, but I did not have physical copies, and they are on my list of books to reread. So this is that list I've talked about at the start of the year of books that I have really, really loved in the last 5 or 6 years and want to reread with sticky notes. So I need physical copies. So I have Companion Piece, edited by L.M. Miles and Liz Barr. So this is the third one of this particular series from Norwegian Press. Where it started with Chicks Dig Time Lords, then went to Chicks Unravel Time. Companion Piece, which is all about the companions. And there is another one that is not actually on my list to reread at the moment, but that's Queers Dig Time Lords as well. So these are these sort of short essays about the companions in Doctor Who, mostly by women, basically. So female writers, media professionals and more examine the wide array of humans, aliens, and tin dogs who have accompanied the Doctor in his adventures. So yeah, looking forward to rereading that. And this is The Disappearance of Ember Crow, which is book 2 in the Tribe series by Amber and Quamella. So I had the first one, The Interrogation of Shayla Wolf, in hard copy, but I ended up borrowing books 2 and book 3 from the library just so I could finish it off. So I went hunting, and this one arrived in January, The Disappearance of Ember Crow. And then the last thing that I acquired, I think, in January was this. It was my birthday in January, and I had spent 12 months saving up my membership rewards at Dimex, so that on my birthday I could buy something completely pretty and completely frivolous. So this is a collection of Little Women and Other Novels by Louisa May Alcott. So it includes Little Women, Little Men and Jo's Boys. It has gold sprayed edges, which is absolutely gorgeous. And so it's a big, I haven't even unwrapped it from its plastic yet. It's a big hardback copy, beautifully presented with, you know, a bookmark ribbon and the sprayed edges of Louise May Alcott's novels, which I do absolutely love. So that was my birthday present to myself. Because, you know, what else are bookstore rewards for? It's for buying something that you already have, just in a prettier format. So that is what I acquired in January. Quite a big haul given how little I bought last year. So I'm glad I've actually read 2 of those already. I'm probably going to have to try and read all of them soon, except Little Women doesn't really count because I already have it and I've read it a million times. So that's more of a display copy. So I just need to find somewhere to display it, I guess. I'm running out of space. Both my very pretty Jane Austen copies are in the bedroom. So, anyway, that is my book haul for January 2019. If you've read any of those books, mention it down below and let me know what you thought of them. If you want to read any of those, also let me know in the comments down below. Yeah, I just really would love to hear from you all. And that's my book haul. Alright, bye.